Man, it was Woodrow Wilson, soccer coach, Steve Laraba. First of all, Steve, it was a heck of a year for you guys last year. If you look at the numbers, you the only two losses were to the state champion, Greenbrier East. You beat Wheeling Park, which was a team here. You tied G-Dub. I think a lot of people may have thought that was the best team in the state, and their 12-year hold on this region attests to that. It's a new year, but what can you carry over from last year that is going to propel you forward? Because I talked to somebody players, they even said that 2 years ago we weren't competing with those teams. Now we are.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of belief in being able to compete with all the top teams, and I think it's some hunger that's going to help us this year because obviously we didn't finish where we wanted to finish last year, and we feel like we could have. But Greenbrier East was just a very, very good team, and they proved it throughout the playoffs with getting that state title. And our guys believe that we have the ability to do that if we're able to play well and have some things go our way.
Obviously, it's a very tough section. It's a very tough region. State champions in your section, the 12-time regional champion in your region. So it's tough to play in those games. But the fact that you're starting to get there, does that make you think maybe it's your turn?
I believe that it could be our turn. But we also have to understand and realize that Greenbrier East got a taste of the Golden Chalice and wants some more, and that George Washington is not accustomed to not playing in Beckley in November, and they want that back. So for us to not feel that we have a very hard road in front of us, it isn't very smart. So we're going to work as hard as we can, try and get the team clicking together, and we feel that on our best day we can compete with anybody in the state.
Last year's senior class may go down as being the team that got Woodrow back into being a player for the state championship because of the results they were able to attain on the field, which I've already mentioned some of those. How tough will it be to replace the four seniors on your team?
You always think it's going to be tougher than it ends up being, and I don't want to downplay the importance of any of my seniors as they've graduated. But the good thing is that somebody always seems to step up. Somebody's grown. Somebody's hit the weight room. Somebody's really developed their technical skills, and people step up and do the jobs that the seniors before them left, because those guys did the same thing with the senior class before them.
Going on personnel, by positions of strength, your midfielders look like they're going to be pretty strong this year. Go through those guys who might play for you and what you expect from your midfielders.
Yeah, we're going to have, the good thing about this year's team is that there is competition at almost every single position on the field. So there's going to be, good competition, just not in games, but also on the practice field. So, Aiden and Cooper Bell are going to be very important for us in the midfield, along with players like, Isaiah Logan, Tyler Radford and Tyler Snyder are going to be fighting for starting spots there and getting minutes there. So I think we've got a really good core of midfielders.
And I also talked to one of your defenders. Defenders, what do they look like right now?
Some of them look pretty quick, but they look good. Tyler Randolph is a 3-year starter for us. He has been beside in consecutive years 2 first-team All-State defenders, and one of them being a State Defender of the Year. So I think he's been overshadowed a little bit.
Who were those guys?
Well, the first one was my son Evan Laraba, and then Connor Mollahan last year. So I think, Tyler did such a good job that it allowed those two to shine a little bit. And I think this year is the year that he really stands out.
In goal, I think we saw how important a goal keeper was last year in the state tournament. And actually in the postseason. What about the keeper for you guys?
Right now we've got 4 goalkeepers that are battling it out. Not only to see who wins the number 1 spot, but who wins a varsity spot. So it's like I said. I mean, we have depth at every position. And what I see out of the goalkeepers is they are working hard together. They're pushing each other to get better. And I think it's a decision we have not made yet.
Did you graduate a keeper last year?
Yes. Yeah, Nick Gano graduated, and he was our number 1 keeper. And now we've got 4 keepers that are.
Is it so close you can name all 4?
I mean, I can't name all 4 to it, but it's that close to where I haven't been able to name who the number 1 is. Like it's going to be a tough decision.
Strikers, other players, who else is going to be strong for you?
I think up front we're going to have a couple seniors in Ishmael Faya and Harrison Eckley that are going to be strong leaders for us, and Kobe Dillon is going to be one of those younger players that's really pushing to get some, lots of varsity time, if not starting.
Was he the freshman that kind of worked his way into a position last year? But if you look at him, he played just about every sport he played.
Yeah.
He never a starter or a contributor.
Kobe Dillon, Tyler Radford, and Jackson Schroeder as freshmen last year definitely played a lot of varsity minutes. And all those guys will be, pushing and fighting for starting minutes. And, like you said, Kobe's that athlete who, he pushed to be part of the first 5 for basketball as well. So there's a lot of competition within this team right now, and it's good. It's healthy.
How important are the Bell twins to what you do? And if you look at them, they don't necessarily look like twins. They told me they used to look a little more.
Really, they really did. So Cooper changing his hair helps a lot.
That's got to be what it was.
It used to be I had to remember what side of the field I had them on.
Is that why you call him Aiden Cooper Bell? It's like a guy with 3 names.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Are they that close in talent? Because they wouldn't say who was better because they would be here fighting each other.
Right. Yeah.
The other 2 each picked one. The other one.
The other one did. They are very close, and I think they're going to be a big part. I mean, they're 4-year starters for us. So that's a lot of experience to be able to have, and I think that there's going to be a lot riding on them.
I would imagine they're ready for it. Are they the typical Beckley soccer guy, travel team always?
Yeah, almost our entire roster has played competitive soccer at some point in their life. And we were very fortunate. Our local club, Legacy Football Club, had 3 teams win state club titles this spring and go on to Northern Virginia to play in the regionals. Yeah, they went on, so they went. So I mean, we've got players who.
What team was that?
They are the Legacy, I think 05s, the Legacy Football Club that won, and then the Legacy Football Club 08s won, and then the 011. So even a couple years, down the road from us. So like, there's some really good. Talent here and on its way.
When you talk about the Bells, you couldn't tell them apart in the past. Mm-hmm. How similar a game do they have? Was their game as similar? Was there one time look, or are they totally? Could you tell their game by the way?
I can tell the differences. I can tell the differences. In their game, very similar, but there's just slight differences. I think, one of them tends to be just a little bit more adventurous. The other one, the other one
Care to
can
say
be,
which one that is?
It's on. I don't want to give too much of a scouting report.
Right, I got
You
you.
see what I'm saying? But, they're both technically gifted, tactically, they know what to do, physically, they're good size. I mean, they're going to be a handful for teams.
Could Coach Steve Laraba tell them apart when they were sophomores? By their game?
By their game, not that much. It had to be their shoes. It had to be their shoes. And then they went and got the same shoes, I think just to throw me off a little bit. But
When was that, last year they were wearing the same shoes?
yeah, honestly, last year at one point they did get the same shoes, and they kind of laughed at me when I kept calling them the other name.
I had twins and I did the same thing.
Yeah.
You probably said, great.
All the time.
I'm sure their parents do the same thing too. When they're yelling for one, they end up yelling for both.
Exactly.
Is this the year you think that Beckley gets you don't know what's going to happen, but is this the year you feel more confident that Beckley can get the regional title back for the first time since 10?
We hope for it. I feel like we have the chance and the ability to, but we know the job ahead of us isn't easy. So I feel like we have what it takes, and hopefully we're fortunate enough for that to happen.
Can you remember a time you weren't involved in soccer? Because your dad was a big wig in the soccer.
I can't remember. Honestly, Dad got into it because of me.
So he knows you're the one responsible.
Yeah, he blames me. He blames me for that. Honestly, started at under 8 with the YMCA program. The field was beside the pool at New River Park, I've seen fields all over the area.
You guys had a lot of success.
We did.
Right?
We had a lot of success throughout the years. We were fortunate in our 3 years the 3 years that I was at Woodrow to have lots of success and play well. But soccer's been a part of my life pretty much for as long as I can remember.
Hey Steve, I appreciate the time and looking forward to this season.
Thanks a lot, Dave. I appreciate it.